All right, before everybody gets in the room, I just want to jam out real quick before we start doing the conversation. Yo, before everybody gets in the room, I'm gonna just play a little bit. I'm gonna just play a little bit, so y'all just bear with me. Oh man, let me stop right there. It's too much heat. It's too much heat. It's too much heat. Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Yo, we started a few minutes early because I just wanted to hop in here and do this with everybody. So let me go ahead and go back and read through some of the comments. Good morning, everybody. As a rule of thumb, whenever you come into the room, man, just stay where you from. It's conversations. Yo, we just want to have, talk about guitars, talk about, saying pedals, whatever, gear. If you got a question, I want to be able to try to answer that question for you. So what's going on? How's everybody doing this morning? Somebody says, I'm just getting here, getting into guitar in general. What would you suggest I do to get into R&B guitar? Because that's all I want to play. Andre, if you really want to just play R&B guitar, I highly suggest that you go to my site, kerryscamp.com. It's KERYSKAMP.com, kerryscamp.com. It's an online guitar community that's really going to help. It's catered towards R&B, neo soul, and gospel. That's where you need to go. All right, we got DC in the house. We got who else we got in the house? We got Brooklyn, New York. We got New Orleans in the house. We got Tanner, Alabama. What's up? What's up? What's up? So I hope everybody's doing really well. I know we got started a little early. I was just really trying to work out this idea that I had. Sorry, we got to hang there real quick. I was really just trying to work out this idea, so you know what I'm saying. Oh, what's up? We got the Bahamas in the house, so that's what's up, Cleveland. It says, I'm stuck in the intermediate level and I cannot break through to the to effortless playing. I'm seeking, laugh out loud. All right. So if you're stuck in that mode, I'm telling you, man, like go to kerryscamp.com. We have a roadmap that's going to help you to get over those plateaus, because those are plateaus that a lot of guitar players experience. And I address those things in kerryscamp.com. What up? We got Texas in the house. What's good? We got San Jose in the house. Hope everybody's doing well, man. Staying healthy, staying alive, just doing the great things. You know what I'm saying? Does the dampener really make a difference on the headstock? Yes, it really does. I noticed you have one there, and I'm saying them more often. Yes, it definitely does. For some of my guitars that are a little bit more, the gain is really crazy, the dampener definitely helps out tremendously. We got Bakersfield, Kelly in the house. That's what's up. Yeah, what's up? It says, can you recommend one for me? Groove Gear. Groove Gear makes a really cool one. Groove Gear makes a really cool one. So what's up, man? How's everybody been doing? Like, yo, if you're brand new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell to be notified whenever we're doing this, because I don't want y'all to miss out on this valuable information, and just, that we're sharing from time to time in the new videos that I drop from me doing lessons. If y'all paid attention, I've done lessons remote, different at different times. So I want you guys to be aware. So if you haven't already subscribed and clicked the bell to be notified, you should definitely do so. Let me give a little backstory of who I am. My name is Kerry Too Smooth, Kerry Marshall Jr., Smooth, whatever you want to call me. You know what I'm saying? I've been playing guitar for over 20 years. I played for the likes of Jason Derulo, played for Lettucey, I played for Grace Weber, Kiana Lede, I played and worked with the Black Eyed Peas. I worked with Tori Kelly. I worked with 2 Chainz, Ty Dolla $ign, Trey Songz, a host of people. And I've been teaching for a very long time and sharing my information. And the reason why I do this is because I remember, when I say the other side of the rope, I remember being in the audience. I remember not being on stage and trying to get the information like everybody else and didn't know where to go. So that's why I started doing this on my platform and teaching the way that I do. And for those that want to go even deeper, I highly suggest going to Kerry's Camp, because it's going to definitely unlock your full potential. Reggie, if you want to know the price of Kerry's Camp, go email please for me, support@kerry2smooth.com. Reggie, if you want to know the pricing. And that's why I do what I do. I mean, because I remember what it was like being there and like close and just needing some help, somebody to guide me in the right direction. Or I didn't know what I was playing. I just knew how to play it, but I know the names of the chords. I know none of that stuff. And for me, being a visual learner, like sometimes seeing was a lot better than somebody just getting a book and just reading a book, because that was boring to me. So I wanted to try to create something that I felt would cater more to the guitarist. And we've tested a lot of different things. I'm listening to the students that are there saying that, oh, we need lessons on this. No, that doesn't work. We should do this. I didn't make it just be like, well, whatever I think and whatever I say. I'm listening to the students, because you guys are the ones that are helping me shape the course so that way you get exactly what you need. So that's just a little brief snapshot. Now let's get into conversation. So if you got some questions or whatever, this is the prime time to ask those questions. I will try to address as many questions as possible, but I cannot promise that I'm going to get to everybody's question, because a lot of stuff is like, flowing at me super quick. So I just want to try to get as much stuff as possible. So if you got a question, just let me know. Just drop it in the comments, and I definitely will try to address those as quick as possible. It says, what up, fam? It says, can I have one of your guitars? I've been trying to decide between the Strat or a Tele. Which one would you recommend? Honestly, I've heard from some people that Teles are more universal. I'm a Strat guy, so it just depends on what your preference is. I like Strats. I feel like Strats are really great. So I would tell you to get a Strat first and then gradually go get a Tele. But I have both, just because, I know some particular preferences, some particular gigs, some sessions that you need a Tele for. So great question. I've got something coming out pretty soon that's going to show you how you can play R&B on a Les Paul, a Strat, and a Tele, because I know sometimes people are not sure that you can play R&B on all those guitars. Any other questions that we have in the room? That was a really good question. So for those who don't know, like who didn't hear when I first got in, I was just jamming out. I was really trying to work on these lines. So maybe towards the end of the conversations, I'll play us out with just me trying to develop like some lines, just trying to work on lines. So that way that I'm not like, if I'm ever put in a situation where I've got to be like a jam session or I'm on stage and the artist is just like, yo, give me something. I know how to create without having to just like think on the fly. I have some kind of go-to things or whatever to do. Moved to college and finally into a favorable time zone that I could watch. That's what's up, Justin. Glad to have you on, man. Listen, I know what it's like sometimes being in them crazy time zones and just like, oh man. So I get it. I totally get it. Totally get it. I know it's a little early for some people, but you know what? It's Saturday morning. I'm just trying to get some stuff going. All right, it says I'm having a Strat worked on at GSS. It says they're going to float the bridge. That's great. It says, do you have an adjustment to hold step around? So it just depends, man. Like, I don't know, because again, I'm not one of these tech guys. I don't know like how far they adjusted. I just know how it feels. I just know when I lay on the chord and I do like the tremolo bar or whatever, I don't want it to go out of tune. So whatever they need to do in order to fix like the truss rod or just raise it and float it a little bit, I just don't want it to go out of tune. So that's my biggest preference. Keep doing what you do. Love the music. Always building. Appreciate it. Been playing guitar for about 15 years off and on. And I finally feel like I'm at the point I could truly get at the point where I could truly get better. That's what's up. That's what's up. Cleveland Harris, man. Listen, glad you signed up, bro. Looking forward to having you on. Kerry, I love. Thanks for all the lessons. That's what's up. Listen, I do this because I know what it feels like to not have somebody give you the information. And I'm not claiming to be the guru by any means, but what I'm giving you is definitely going to equip you with being like a solid guitarist. You know what I'm saying? We're all learning at the same time, but I'm trying to give you what I already know. It says, how do I get a clean tone that cuts through the lines? This is, it gives me triads and beeps. It says like Agape, Jerry, Chris Payton. So if you're trying to get work on your tone, that you work on your pedals. What kind of pedals do you have? What kind of amp do you have? It's all about that, and then it's all about the guy who's mixing the front of the house that will decide how much the guitar is present or not present. It says need help with rhythmic strumming and separate independent. So relaxed in love. If you want to, I've got lessons like that on kerryscamp.com. So I highly suggest you go in there. That talks about strumming. That really helps you isolate those particular strings so the way you're strumming the right kind of stuff. Says for beginners, should I practice soloing or chords for gospel in general? Reggie, if you're a beginner and you're in gospel, you need to know the chords. Like as a guitarist, you need to know chords. There are certain things that you got to work on for your rhythm, but it actually as a gospel guitarist, there's a lot of stuff that you got to like just wedge into a small box. So you got a lot of work ahead of you, but you can get it done. I have a gospel guitar guide in Kerry's Camp where I really break this stuff down. So I highly suggest you going to kerryscamp.com. That's going to definitely help you out. Okay. Somebody was said, what are some good albums recommended for R&B guitar ideas? Any of your 90s R&B, like your Jagged Edges back in the day, your John B's, your Joes, they had a lot of guitar heavy kind of stuff that I would say focus on. Thank you for the great videos. God bless you, Jessica. I appreciate that. I've been mainly playing an acoustic player. I said recently gotten into a lot of R&B stuff, and I'm not sure whether the settings to put to get the vibe. It says the tone of the guitar amp, etc. All right, so Chris, if you got questions like that, I would suggest just going to kerryscamp.com. I have a whole plethora of stuff that's going to help you get the tone, decide what kind of gear, specifically to make sure your tone is right for R&B. Saw a video of you playing an acoustic bass. Only for like studio sessions. It says, what's the whole Wolf talk about harmonizing chords and scales? I don't know what Wolf talk is, so I'm not sure what that means. So maybe you can break it down and show me because I don't know what that means. Really enjoy your videos here in the West Virginia. That's what's up. What's up? Where do you begin? I'm an older player and I've not touched guitar in about 15 years. Jonathan, if you really want to know where to go, I'm telling you, go to kerryscamp.com. What we do is we have roadmaps that help each individual player get to where they want to get. So even if you haven't played guitar in like a long period of time, I have stuff that's going to help you point you in the right direction to go down the road and play and unlock your full potential. It says, what are the name of the Taylor guitar acoustic you recommend? So if I like the 714 CE, that's my all-time favorite that I like to play. When it comes to the Taylor, it says, how do you know when to play chords versus single notes in a band? You have to listen to the music. You have to trust your ear and then trust what people are telling you, because they're like, yo, you should chord right here. They're probably going to tell you what to do. You don't want to compete with the singer. So if you're playing single notes, sometimes you compete with a singer versus if you're padding with the chords and you're great, you can tell the story that way. What gospel chord progressions are essential? Jessica, honestly, I have a course, a gospel guitar guide that really spells out all that information, which chord progressions are essential. Go to kerryscamp.com and you can sign up for that. That way you'll be in there, you'll know exactly what to get. It says, do you have a favorite go-to chord progression for R&B? Jason, I don't have a favorite go-to R&B chord progression because I'm always creating or teaching something, so I don't have a go-to favorite. Now, when I'm teaching, I like to be in the key of C because it gives me the most real estate when I'm teaching, but I don't have a go-to progression. All right, it says, need a video on hammer-ons. If you need a video on hammer-ons, you should go to kerryscamp.com. I have a whole course on hammer-ons because I know that's something that a lot of guitarists want to know how to figure out how to do. So go to kerryscamp.com and you can check that out. Didn't realize how accessible you were. Appreciate that. You've been playing for some of my friends' tracks. Oh, cool. Yeah, I remember JR New. Yeah, I remember that group. That's what's up. That's what's up. Would you pick a Taylor 714 CE over a Martin? I've never played a Martin D45, so I can only recommend the guitars that I played. And I'm telling you, like, as a guitarist that loves to play acoustic, that's on a lot of acoustic gigs, even when I couldn't afford one, I was playing a Taylor 714 CE. We want to a video on exercises to strengthen our pinky finger. Elijah, if you go to kerryscamp.com, I've got plenty of videos that show you exercises that are going to help increase and strengthen that pinky. Because the pinky is gold. I'm telling you, if you get that pinky right, it's gold. The Wolf and Melanie both. We're talking about harmonizing chords and scales and aha moments. This is all right. So aha moments is when you're playing and you just realize that, oh, it makes sense. So they may have like been doing like the normal scale patterns and decided to do, instead of playing the regular scale pattern, the harmonizing, so just the harmonizing notes that went with that scale pattern. And they just had a moment of clarity. That's really what they're probably talking about. What are some of your favorite current guitarists? For studio sessions, I'm really loving this Les Paul that I've been playing. That's what I was playing at the beginning of this video. I love my Jazzmaster. I love this PRS Piezo that I have, S2, that I'm going to take it out on the road. It feels really good, so I like that guitar as well. Can you properly demonstrate a pull-off? If you want to know how to do pull-offs, I'm telling you, go to kerryscamp.com. I have, I'm telling you, coursework that will walk you through and show you how I do pull-offs. Do you have videos, any videos on songwriting? No, Matthew, I don't have anything specifically on songwriting, but essentially when it comes to songwriting, you have to find things, the chords that mirror well with the melodies that somebody's trying to sing. All right, it says, do you have any tips on pairing lead guitar and rhythm guitar? Yes, Matthew. So when you want to pair lead, and you want to listen, okay? Like you want to make sure that like they're not competing against each other. So what I mean is, like, if you're playing lead, you want to play 50 million notes, you want to leave some space. That's one of the things I would tell you to do. I've been working on my pinky and it's painful. Yeah, I mean, anytime you're working on something new, it's going to be painful, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to make the most difference. I notice you often refer to chords as a minor chord, but the shapes you are playing seem to actually a minor 7. Am I wrong? So yeah, minor chord, minor 7, they're all the same. So when I say minor chord, it's still a minor chord. Even if it's a minor 7, it's still a minor chord. So what I'm saying is I'm giving you the idea of letting you know that it's not a major chord. So when I say minor chord, that's what I'm referring to. How long does it take to personally learn a song before you teach it? It just depends. Some songs are super easy. Some songs are a little bit more complex. I'm going to practice right now. Can you suggest one of your videos on YouTube right now? One of your videos on YouTube right now. It took me a long time. Chris, I don't know specifically what you're asking. It says out to people like this is worth a lot. So Chris, which video are you looking to try to learn specifically, so I can tell you where to go? I'm trying to go back through and read through some of these questions. Okay. Is the PRS SC worth the money? So Jonathan, I would tell you, if you're looking at the Hollow Body 2, yes, it's definitely worth the money. But any other SC model, I don't know, because I haven't played those. So I can't tell you yay or nay. So how can you grow your beard like me? Years, bro. You just gonna have to, like, I don't know. I mean, you probably can YouTube some stuff. They probably got some stuff out there that'll tell you how to do it. Last question. Have you played a Gibson Custom Shop 1959 Les Paul reissue? No, I haven't. If so, what are your thoughts? I don't have any thoughts because I've never played it, so I can't really tell you. Okay, there's some good questions. What effects for R&B? Reverb, a delay, and then a good overdrive. That's some good questions, man. Y'all making me work this morning. I like it. Do you have an album recommendation for artists that create space? You're a huge help. Matthew and if you listen to some Erykah Badu tunes, whatever, or if you listen to D'Angelo has a lot of space in his music. Like How Does It Feel has a lot of space. Send It On has a lot of space. So those are songs like that have a lot of space. How much is too much for a guitar? It depends on your budget. If your budget doesn't can't afford it, then it's probably too much. Um, you should get a PRS Silver Sky and call it a Smooth Sky. That's cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. What type of amp do you use for your studio work? Usually I go direct. So I don't usually mic an amp just because it's just like it could be a pain in the butt. So I like to go to direct. I like to go direct. Um, okay. What is your favorite amp for a gig? It says, what is your favorite amp to gig with? So if it's a pop gig, then I like the Mesa Boogie Rectifier. I want that half stack on stage. If it's R&B gig, I generally tend to I like the Bad Cat Lynx. That's a good one. Mesa Boogie Long Star, I like to have two of those. Or the Fender DeVille. What was your favorite track that you worked on? I can't say favorite, Chris. I mean, I feel like all of them have a general something. There's been some music that I've been working on lately for with this production team called Cool Lights that I really like some of the stuff that we're creating. So sometimes my favorite track is the one that I'm currently working on. Do you connect your Helix to an amp or powered speakers? I always connect it to an amp because I like to have that resonance on stage, but then I have the XLR out left and right going to the front of the house. So that way I'm able to get kind of a studio, like stereo sound. So that's what I like. So I like to have the amp mic behind me. Then my XLR left and right are going out to the front of the house. So that way it's in the house. And you don't have to worry about micing the amp. All right. What do you think about the Long Star from Mesa Boogie? I love it. I love the Mesa Boogie Long Star. I'm looking at the Bad Cat 30 watt. I mean, Bad Cat makes some really great amps. I mean, it's attention to detail. I've been to the shop, I've been to the studio, I've been to the actual factory to see the stuff made. So, and I've shook John's hand, so I can tell you, like, you're getting an amp that has attention to detail that's hand wired. You know what I mean? It says, do you think that you could do a tutorial on Love by You by the OJs? I'll add it to the list. All right, do you think amps and emulation plugins for session work are just straight in? It just depends. It depends on who it is. But if I'm doing my own, then I'm using the Boss ME50, or I'm sorry, the Boss ME80. So I use the preamps on there and I do the effects. So I have an amp-like kind of effect on there. Then I just choose whatever amp that I'm playing through Logic. Oh man, John, I'm putting y'all on game. That's what's up. That's what's up. I've never played the full tone Plimsoll overdrive pedal. Never played it, so I can't give any kind of feedback on that. Just how long did it take you to get really good at soloing and improvisation? It took some years because I mean it's just something you have to work at. It's just like when you're teaching a new concept, it's going to take you some time to work at it. To really get good at it, it took some time. But for a lot of musicians that play in church, church definitely helps you because it's kind of like a fast track because you're put in a lot of positions where you have to think on the fly and they put you in situations that are really uncomfortable that you have to kind of play your way through. Peace, peace. That's what's up. Um, who are some of your musical heroes? Um, well, I like guitar players, so of course I'm thinking about like Jubu Smith. I'm thinking about Eric Walls, Tim Stewart, Mark Lettieri, Sean Hinton, Spanky Alford. I mean, just a whole list of people. Eric Gales. I don't want to forget anybody. There's a lot of people. Uh, I already did a tutorial with the hollow body. Praise Him in advance. It's already up. It's a hollow body. So what's a good way to get into doing session work? So Victor, if you want to get into doing session work, what I would do is use social media, show you're playing with a record or playing a track, and just saying, yo, I'm available so people can see, because we're of the age where, you know, people want to see and hear what you can do. So if you can show something of you doing that in real time, then of course you can say like, yo, if you want and DM me for rates or hit me up for rates, you know, I got a special going on right now. That's a great way to let people know if you got a record that needs some guitar and I'm doing stuff right now, and then you can show yourself playing on the record. You know what I mean? Have you and Jubu worked together? Not directly. So what happened is the band I was playing with back in LA opened up for Jubu, and Jubu got a chance to play on my rig, which was I thought was like super dope. Rick Walford, yeah, is definitely one like a beast. It's another. Um, do certain strings go better with single coil pickups and humbuckers? Well, for me, I tend to like one specific brand, but I don't know. Some people play around with various, you know, string configurations for different pickups. I'm not that kind of guy. Is the gospel guitar package a lifetime membership in Kerry's camp? If you have a question that regarding like that, I would suggest emailing support at kerry2smooth.com, and my team and my staff will answer those questions for you. Thank you so much. So for the person that was asking about like different kind of amp simulations, like I use Logic, right? So I just want you guys to listen real quick. This is what I did when I was playing in Logic, and it's just me, the Boss ME80, and just like Les Paul. So listen. So it's like the clarity, it's clean, it's precise. A lot of those different kind of plugins that you get can sometimes get you all over the place, man. Like honestly, I'm using it's called the Live Room Stack. If you go on Logic or whatever, I'm using the Live Room Stack, and I do a lot of the adjustments on this Boss ME80. That's why I like using it for studio sessions, because it's very versatile and allows me to just really open up what I'm doing. Do you use glow in the dark strings? There was a period of time that I did when I was out with Derulo for a while. I kind of used glow in the dark strings. It was cool, but it didn't. I mean, after a while, I was tired of it. Do you know who Norris Jones is? Yeah, I know who Norris Jones is. Yeah, and I've seen him play with D'Angelo. I've actually seen him play on the South Side in Birmingham before. Yeah, I know Dwayne. I mean, I don't know him personally, but yeah, he was one of the reasons that I fell in love with playing guitar too, because I'm a quartet head. You know what I mean? So yeah, Canton Spirituals definitely back in the day. Do you still use the Boss Me80? Yes, I still use the Boss Me80. Matter of fact, let me show you. It's on the floor right here. I'm using it right here. I definitely use the Boss Me80. I'm not suggesting stuff to y'all that I do not use, just so you know. Like, I'm not suggesting stuff to y'all that I do not use. So I said Birmingham question mark. Dean Supreme, I don't know what you, Birmingham what? Like, I'm not sure. Thanks for this. Yeah, I still use the Boss Me80. I mean, I've cut a lot of records for a lot of different clients using the Boss Me80. Birmingham, Alabama, yes. Birmingham, Alabama. I'm from Beham. Yeah, man, I will never suggest anything to you guys that I have not physically put my hands on and have played with or understand how to do it. Thank you for that, explaining your tutorial videos. Trying to explain my skills, primarily a keyboardist working with Dennis Reed and Arian. You've been a big inspiration. Man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Beham in the house. Beham is always going to be home to me, 205. You know what I'm saying? Love it. Take a few more questions. Definitely, definitely. Good to know you're quartet head. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was raised in a church, raised up on quartet. Tube amp or no? It depends. So I like Quilter. Quilter makes some really good stuff that in its solid state. So I'm not like one of these just only tube amp and that's it. I mean, I like different kind of stuff. Your thoughts on the Fender Twin versus the Deluxe Reverb? The reason why I do not tend to go for the Twins is because if, especially when you're doing backline, they've been beat up a whole lot. But if you can find a good twin, then yes, all day. But I like deluxe because I mean, deluxe reverb it's going to be consistent. Gibson's is in the 60s or the 50s, just or just standard. This one that I'm playing is the standard. So yeah, this one I'm playing is standard. It says, whenever you come back to do a gig, I want to know. I mean, I will let you know. Like, I don't usually come to Bingham to do gigs. I usually come to Bingham to see my family. You know what I mean? To see my moms and my kids. You know what I mean? See my folks. That's about it. Your guitar is fire. Can we see your collection sometime? Yeah, you can see my collection. So we got this bad boy. All right, it's the Les Paul. And then I'll let you guys see my collection real quick. You see, we had a little setup. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to be out doing all types of crazy stuff. We just got a little small collection. Internet is amazing. I'm watching. Oh man, appreciate it. So what do you think about getting your signature guitar? Which manufacturer would you choose and why? So I've reached out to a couple of different companies, and the issues that I've been having is price point, because I can get a signature guitar, but at price point, if it's too expensive, then nobody's gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? So that's really one of the things that's been like the issue. I can't get people, if the price point is way too high, if it's like $3,000, nobody's really gonna buy it. And the whole point of coming out with a signature series is so people can buy it. They can feel like it's something that they can attain. You know what I mean? Any other questions that we have on here? Somebody said no bass. Yeah, I got a bass guitar over there. I only use it for like studio sessions. Out of your collection, which is your favorite guitar? It just depends. Like when I'm doing, like I said, if I'm doing session work, I like this Les Paul that I'm playing. It just, the fatness and the thickness of the chords make a huge difference whenever I'm doing a record. But when I have to solo, I tend to like to use my Fender HSS. Like I like that one the best. I feel like that one allows me to like to sing more more so than any other guitar. It's if you had a signature, would it be a Strat? That's a good question. I don't know. Honestly, whatever company, and I feel like we can build together. I would have to, it would be like a personal relationship. It's not going to be just, I want this brand and that's it. I'm not just fixated on whatever. I just have to be one of those companies that I feel like I could grow with, and that they understand my vision, and we can walk together. It says into like Tonewood. So if it's a Strat, I mean, an alder body, a swamp ash, I don't know. Like, I would have to listen to like different kind of woods and see which ones would be the best suited for what I would want. Which position do you have the selector for the... So if I'm playing clean Savage, then it's on the neck position. If I'm soloing, then it's on the bridge position. The two-spool Stratocaster. Listen, if we can make it happen, we can make it happen. You know what I mean? It's hard to get a good treble tone out of the neck position for a Les Paul. Then if you have that kind of issue, then I suggest going with Lambert tone pickups. That's what I have in this, and this thing sounds great. It sings amazingly. What is your most challenging guitar to ever play? Sometimes a new guitar, because it's like you're not familiar with what it can do, limited. So sometimes a new guitar is the most challenging. Nice collection, appreciate it. Um, your first signature guitar would have been first signature would have been a PRS Custom 22. Would you recommend a Sir HSS? I want to play one. I've never played one, but I want to play one. So, I mean, I've heard guys play. They sound great, but I would want to play one myself. It says, make it happen with the Lambertone pickups. Dope. Hello from Germany. Thanks for the lessons. Appreciate it. I want to get into R&B guitar, says, but I don't know where to start. Jack, if you want to know how to get into R&B guitar, go to kerryscamp.com. That is KERRYSKAMP.com. We have roadmaps that'll help you, whether you be a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. They're going to help get you to where you need to be at in your playing of R&B so that we can really unlock the fretboard and play to your full potential. That's what we'll do. Kerry, I love the song. It listens and earn the notes. Says, how do I go about making more sounds with full chords? If you want to do that, I'm telling you, you should definitely go check out the video chord library that I have on Kerry's Camp that showed you a lot of my chords that are very full on kerryscamp.com, and it's KERRYSKAMP.com. I played the Silver Sky one time at NAMM, but I didn't play it long enough to really know like what it felt like. Have you ever played reggae on a guitar? I'm Jamaican, and I do many reggae playings. Yes, I played on a couple different records. It says, is learning music theory important? Yes, it's important because it allows you to really understand and know how to approach guitar. Les Paul of 335, it just depends on what you're trying to do. I have both, so it really just depends on what you're trying to do. Do you prefer a floating or a floating bridge? I like floating, I don't like set. It says, I've been trying to play some Al Green licks. Are there ninth chords? I don't know which song that you're talking about for Al Green, so I'm not really sure. I hope it don't sound crazy. But do you like Little Richard? Love his energy. I mean, he's innovative. He did a lot of things that kind of set the tone for like rock and roll. So anybody that's progressive enough to kind of like, you know, be legendary in their own right, then yeah, it's cool. Can we get a shout music sample? If you go to kerryscamp.com, I have a whole gospel guitar guide that really talks about shop music that really breaks it down and shows you like different kind of things. So I'll take a few more questions. Your opinion, D'Angelico guitar, they seem very popular in the R&B community. It's because it's called an initiative. So what happens is a lot of brands will reach out to people with influence and give them a guitar in order to try to like promote their brand. You know what I mean? That's what happens. I want to play blues and gospel, but don't know what guitar to get. If you want to play blues and gospel, you should get a Strat, or you can get a Tele. That'd be fine either way. What's a good guitar for a guy with large hands? A Les Paul. What do you think about Paul Jackson Jr.? He's awesome. He's dope, man. I met him in person. I went to his house. We did like, he gave me a lesson. I think he's really cool. How do you play a loop but not make it boring? You play with the chords. That's really all you have to do. I never got a chance to meet Spanky before he passed. No. Give us some reggae guitar. All right, there you go. That's enough reggae guitar for today. What gauge? Hey, Kerry, when soloing, how do you think, it says, when you solo, how do you think about using space or silence in between each notes? Because I think of like the breaths of a singer, right? So I try to think of when I'm soloing, not to just jam a whole bunch of notes down a small opening. I want to give space to where like long notes, especially when you're playing in a bigger venue, long notes translate a whole lot more versus doing a whole bunch of notes in a larger venue. It just kind of gets jumbled up and people can't really understand what you're doing. Yeah, man. I appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it. We need a versus for guitar players, laugh out loud. You know what? I'm so over like trying to compete. It's more about sharing, man, at this particular phase. Now, when I was younger, of course I'm trying to go for blood, but like, man, listen, I'm all about celebrating the next person. You know what I'm saying? What neck shape did you use? I was using minor seven shapes. All right, so I was using minor seven shapes when I was playing that little reggae. That's all I was using. Teach us that. Minor seven. So I was playing A minor seven, E minor seven. So I'm bass note first, and then that's it. All right. How to get better about chords and fingering. Go to kerryscamp.com. I have a whole video chord library and courses that are going to help you really show you how to do that and get you to the where you want to be at in your music. I see you on Instagram playing an instrument and sing the lead voicing with your guitar. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. It says, do you ever play with any effects that are always on? Reverb, that's about it. I did like the DC3 that I had. I lost it in a car accident. Like, so the two guitars that I had, like from way back in the day, it's not that I didn't like them. That both of the necks of those guitars got smashed in the car accident. I was hitting the back. A guy was doing like 70 miles per hour. We were at a standstill on the freeway. He didn't see me. He didn't see that we are all like stopped. And I saw him physically driving into my car. Like I seen him on my rear view and smashed both of my cars. Do you use compression? I used to back in the day, but I don't anymore, Reggie. What's your IG, big homie? It's Kerry Too Smooth. Everything for me is always Kerry Too Smooth. So if you go on Instagram, it's Kerry Too Smooth. Kerrys, the number 2, SMOOTH. I try to keep everything consistent. Everything for me is always Kerry Too Smooth. Is 1 hour a day enough to be a pro guitarist? It depends on your level that you already are now. So if you're decent, then maybe an hour is good enough. If you're not, you probably need more time than an hour a day. Any recommendations for a beginner, intermediate slash R&B electric guitar? If you're looking to try to get something, maybe you could look at getting a Fender Strat. Maybe you can get a Mexican Strat. You can change out the pickups, or like I suggested, like for some people that like the tone of the Hollow Body 2 Piezo, you could get that. That's a cool guitar that I think would be good. What do you think about Strats? You like better than Tellys? I'm a Strat guy, so of course I'm gonna like Strats better than Tellys. It says how many? It says you have so many lessons that I can't decide where to start. There's a tab in the top that talks about like suggestions of where you, if you want have a question, so you can ask a question in the website and it'll show you where to go. There's roadmaps that show you like, oh, I'm trying to figure out how to do whatever. There's a roadmap that shows you how to get to where you want to get at in Kerry's camp. It's all good. We got you, man. We're not gonna let you fail. All right, a few more questions. What's your favorite guitar? Da 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 da. I have. You mentioned pickup changes. Do you have a preference for pickups? I like Seymour Duncan and I like Lambert tones. Those are the two preferences that I have. Um, you should check out Riley Lane's song called "Marry Me." It sounds like you're playing. I will definitely give that a check out. Do you teach the number system on your website? Yes, Sean, I definitely do. I have extensive lessons on the number system because it's a foundational piece that's going to help you really become a solid guitar player. Do you learn a new song every day? No, John, I don't. Is it free? Kerry's Camp? Wrong name. If you have a question about the pricing, just email support@kerrytosmooth.com and we'll help point you in the right direction. All right, listen. We've been on here for about 40 some odd minutes. So listen, I'm about to jam out. I love y'all. I'm about to jam out real quick, just let y'all hear a little something. And then y'all have a great weekend. Stay safe. Make sure if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and then click the bell to be notified because I want to make sure that you guys get all the information. Okay? All right. So, well, somebody said Kerry system, number system opened up so many doors. Derek, I appreciate it. Let them know. Let the people know in the back. Say loud for the people in the back. So I'm going to play just a little bit because I know like last time people were like, man, can you just play something? Can you just play something? So I'll play something this time, okay? That's what we'll do. I'll solo for y'all a little bit. All right, here we go. All right, that's enough. That's enough of me clowning. That's enough of me clowning. Y'all have a good weekend, yo. Y'all have a good weekend. Stay up, man. Stay safe. I'll talk to you guys next time.